Today, Sheldon, I guess we'll start with Sheldon first. He was able to do in the concussion program protocol, he's able to run up and down. Did some of that yesterday too on the off day, and then today did some running, and then tomorrow should be able to practice at full speed. So he was able to do like 5-on-0 stuff, some skill work today, and then tomorrow. So he should be ready to go live. So we anticipate him being ready for Clemson and able to go for that one. And so everybody else pretty healthy. We had yesterday off, obviously, and then today practice, and then tomorrow. So we did some Clemson stuff today to prepare for them. You know, Blossom game obviously stands out to me. They've got experienced guys on the perimeter, inside. They've got a nice little rotation between the three big guys, and they're playing very good basketball. So obviously, first time playing down in Greenville, opportunity, and we're looking forward to it. So again, everybody's in pretty good shape here, it looks like today.
Guys sort of, responded, I guess, after the win. I mean, now that you sort of look back at it and get some,
And they're very excited. I mean, it was good. Again, I've said this before. I like because they have a lot of emotion after a win, and saw that in Notre Dame and saw that on the road. And the road wins are just, they're just it's fun, and the travel back, but. It was they handled it well. I think they liked how it came about. I said afterwards we needed a win like that, because we'd had a couple of times where we got down and obviously made comebacks, Purdue and NC State, and but we had dug such a hole in those that it was good to be able to come back. So we've shown the ability to come back. But when you dealt a substantial deficit, it does make it almost an impossibility, but so it was good to see. Good to see how we did it. We defended a little better, but still not where we need to be. And I think everybody's feeling that. Our numbers are good defensively, but they're still not where I think we need to be to be what we want to be defensively. So it was good how we did it. I thought the execution was good offensively. Even though we didn't shoot a great percentage, our turnovers were low. We didn't shoot great from the free throw line as well, but we did shoot it well from three, and I just felt we took good shots the entire game.
Clemson's obviously been really good at home this year. Do you think that's just sort of a coincidence, or do you think they're playing better?
Oh, I think they're really experienced in a lot of ways. I mean, their main guys have been their main guys for a while. Like, I think they're all in the same roles now, and from last year, and I think they've taken a step because of that as a team, a unit, in what they want to do. Yeah, they've added a guy or two, but really the main guys are in the same roles they've been, and they're playing really good basketball. Obviously, they had this weekend off, so but I feel like we're fresh. I mean, we had the day off yesterday, and so I don't think they have too much of an advantage because of that. But I like the opportunity. Their team, they really play well together. Their spacing's good offensively. They're well coached, and like I said, they're in the same. They're pretty much in the same roles they've been in from last year, and I think they've progressed because of that.
You mentioned the defense still isn't quite where you need it to be. Where exactly do you think you guys need to get better?
Well, I think I think we've really worked on our interior defense to a point where it's better positioning wise. I still think we get to. We're obviously. There are some times we're going to be a little bit undersized inside, but not too often. We can't use that as an excuse. I think the main thing is guarding the dribble. I think the biggest thing, and I'm also have to recognize that it's harder to play defense now. I mean, the numbers all indicate that when you look at the different teams. And again, as I mentioned earlier, our numbers defensively look pretty good when you look at overall where we're ranked in the conference. And but I do think there's some things we can do better. We handle some things really well, like we guard ball screens really well. Our rotations are pretty good at times, but we've got to do a better job on one-on-one defense.
Coach, what does it take to win a game that comes down to the last possession, the last minute, that you're able to pull some of these out?
Yeah. I think it's usually it's your guard play. I think that's important. I think your point guard play specifically. I think that's big. I think we were able to run sets and plays that we've run well before, and we're able to go to But at the end of the day, you just got to be able to make a play. And Ryan came up with the loose ball. I thought our defense got much better in the second half. I was surprised after the game that our field goal percentage defense, with the numbers were where they were at. I mean, I thought we played better defense, especially in the second half, and we did show improvement, but it still wasn't what I felt it was there. Now we had forced some turnovers, so maybe in my mind that was that made up for some of their higher percentages. We did some good things defensively, and maybe some of what were bad possessions were actually bad turnovers for them. So. But I think at the end of the game, you got to have a good point guard, good ability. We work on it a lot. I mean, every day we play in game situations, and we put it every day in practice. I'll write up some situation that we practice, and it's usually maybe something that we just had, or something maybe I saw in a film, or just down 3 or 3 seconds left, length of the court, 2 seconds left, end line out of bounds. So we do practice a lot of it. I think they enjoy that, they like it, and I think it prepares you to some degree.
You're not doing this on the fly.
Yeah, I'd say we wouldn't, and it's something that they've done before. I think it's important. We never try to do anything on the fly. Actually, and to speak to that point, I tried to change a play around Saturday in the game, and it just didn't work. I mean, we should have just gone with the way we normally did it, and it didn't play out the way I wanted to play out. We just didn't execute it good, so that was on me. But I really believe, and I had a coach in the CBA when I played. He's like, I never want to run anything that we haven't practiced before, and so we try to put us in every situation something that we can fall back on that we've been through.
What was his name?
Ron Ecker,
What team was it?
Catbirds lacrosse.
Thinking with that, end of the game situation. I mean, Mel hit the shot.
Right.
In this one, is he sort of the guy that you want taking that, in big spots?
Well, I don't know. I mean, Ryan wasn't even looking when he threw the ball out, so I don't know if it was if he knew who it was. But I can't say it was that planned if he wasn't even looking at him. But it was, obviously he's one of our leading scorers, so I guess you would. Sterling would be just as fine. James made big shots down the stretch too, in that game. James called the one play where he hit the 3 that tied it up, and that was a set play that we've run a lot. And in practice, we got an option out of it that we normally don't get in practice. But as I told him, we'd get it in games. We'd get it against the opponents. And so that was big. But I think, you got to have different guys. And one thing I always think is that teams at end-of-game situations, teams generally overhelp. They overcompensate. And you got to make a pass. You got to make a play. And then with that, you got to get a second shot opportunity, because when they overhelp or overcompensate, it puts a guy out of position on the glass too as well. And so you got to come up with a second shot. And so, with that said, Ryan's was technically a second shot by he drove it to the basket and then came up with the rebound. So. So we made the right plays, we made the right looks, and you got to knock them down. And I thought I thought we shot the ball, took good shots. We've got to get more layups, more putbacks, but we took good shots even though we didn't shoot a great percentage. But we shot it well from 3, so it tells you we're taking pretty good shots.
That whole concept of having the go-to guy at the end of the game is sort of overrated, or at least for this team.
I mean, it's like the thing where he's hot, and you got to give him the shot hot, and they've proven over time the guy, the guy that's hot. If he hits one before, the chance, if you look at statistically, he's probably not hitting the next one. If you look at it statistically, but it's if a guy's a 50% shooter, if he makes the last one, chances are he's probably going to miss the next one in the numbers, and that's a good shooter, 50%er, but. I think, you want to have a number of guys. And, it's with that said, if he's the go-to guy, then the other team knows he's the go-to guy, and then they're going to guard the go-to guy, and he's taking a tougher shot, guarded shots. That's why I talk about being able to make the right pass. I'd prefer the guy to make so often not we talk about the go-to guy. It's usually the go-to guy's miss that ends up being the follow shot and the putback or his pass. Who was the go-to guy, Jordan or Michael Kerr or Steve Kerr, and on that play, and call it what you will. I don't think Kerr was the go-to guy, but it ended up Jordan made the pass.
So how much of an emphasis are you putting on rebounding for this game? Because I know you struggled against them last year, but you feel that you're sort of retooled
Yeah, I mean, we're not even thinking about last year. You know, it's 100 games to go and different personnel. We got to out rebound everybody. So I mean, it's we saw what happens when we don't get it, when we don't out rebound people. I mean, we win a lot of games. We got to win by out rebounding people. If we don't, we put ourselves in a bad position. You can't you can only be good at so many things, and if you're good at something and you don't do that well, your chances are you're going to be in a bad position. It's just something you emphasize. If you emphasize shooting threes and you don't shoot them well, you're going to lose. And if you shoot a lot of them, so we've got to out rebound them. I think on the road, especially. I was surprised that we wouldn't have, if we go down and win at Florida State, I would have thought we would have out rebounded by more than we did, but the turnovers made up for it. We were a low turnover. I also would have, if you told me we had 10 turnovers coming out of that game, I would have been extremely pleased, and as I was.
And also with that Florida State game, how encouraging is that to be able to pull that out without having Sheldon come off the bench and sort of have Brian sort of fill in there at the
Yeah, I mean, I know Sheldon's been good for us and done a lot of good things, but I've been saying all along that there's Ryan who hasn't played, not because he hasn't done well, but or hasn't played that much. I mean, he's been playing in some games, but it's because he's Sheldon's playing well, Mike was playing at a high level. We thought we wanted a little more interior defense from Raphael, and at times we felt Alonso gave us a little bit more of that. But as far as offensively and rebounding and team defense, help defense, the charge was huge that he took. He's been as good as anybody. And so we were looking for a little bit more interior defense. I think he's gotten better, still needs to continue to improve. But we obviously need a guy that gives us another bigger body in there with Mike and Sheldon being the guys that seem to be getting the most minutes.
What do you emphasize to your guys with a stretch like this coming up? You got Clemson, Virginia, Miami, Carolina, 3 of them on the road. Do you emphasize anything differently?
I emphasize Clemson. I mean, we're not focused too much on that. I don't even know the teams you mentioned when we play them. I don't even know. I mean, we can't skip over teams or look at certain teams. We got to focus on just Clemson, and we only have we fly back, we get back late on Saturday, and Sunday's off. Because you got to give them some time away physically, rules, mentally too, and we're trying to do that. We're trying to give them more time away mentally. I think we've shortened practice to some degree, based on our injuries over the last couple of years. None of them happen in practice, though, so it doesn't make sense. But you got to give them breaks mentally, too, and keep it quick and keep them ready. So I think that's where we've been emphasizing now. So Clemson, it's right on to Clemson, and we only got 2 days to get ready for them. So there's not a lot of other opponents we can talk about in this short amount of time.
Obviously not going to be a factor this year, but now that he's been practicing for a few weeks, how's Roselle look?
Yeah, it's a good day. I mean, I think we've got him on we want his weight down lower, and it's progressing, not quite as quick as I want, but he is on a plan. We've got him on a plan where he has to be by every month. So he's heading there, and he's not exactly cramming it all in 1 month. Let's put it that way. But it's progressing where it should be. He's had a good day today. It was good. He's still not able to do everything. He's not able to run as much as we'd like him to run. Do extra conditioning. He's not able to do that right now. He's doing elliptical. But he needs to run. He needs to get up and down and work on form and be lighter. But he has some good tools, and we're excited about him. I had a good talk with Millie today and things we wanted to do with him before practice and things we wanted to go do with him next year. So, we're going to a unique situation next year. I mean, we're losing a 4-year starter at the point guard, and that's usually not a good thing. But I feel like we've put ourselves in a pretty good position. Hopefully with the guys we got coming in and the guys we've got, and trying to develop as much as we can. It's all about developing guys. Hopefully they stay healthy and we can get them better while the opportunity comes.